Hi Pisces, welcome to your mid-month reading. And this is a reading for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising. So I'm not doing it for Pisces Moon this month, okay? The reason is because I want this to be a very short reading, but this is going to be an AstroChat. So I have my laptop here with your chart and the chart of the day. So what are the astrological influences going on right now? And we are going to talk a bit about it, and I'm going to pull just a few cards for you. Nothing too long, nothing too complex, just a few messages for the mid-month. And I'm recording this because at the moment in which I'm recording, Mercury has just moved into the sign of Aquarius, and it has joined Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. And I talked more about the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and what it means for each zodiac sign. I'm going to link it up here so you can check it out if you didn't. And Mars has also just moved into the sign of Taurus. So Mars is squaring all three of them in Aquarius right now. Mars is squaring Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter. And the problem with squares is that there's a lot of tension going on in squares. Squares are these conflicting energies pulling to do two different directions, but they are pulling with the same strength, so you don't move. It's a constant tension that is being applied, and that can create a lot of aggressiveness, a lot of tension, a lot of frustration, and it's happening in two fixed signs. Taurus and Aquarius are fixed signs, so there's a lot of stubbornness going on as well. And Aquarius is stubborn here because Aquarius is a structured sign. It's also ruled by Saturn, right? Not just by Uranus, but also Saturn. So it's about doing things their own way. It's about restructuring things, but it's the new way because it's also combined with Uranus. So it's like I have this new vision for how society should work, I have this new vision of how things should be, and we are going to do things like this right now. So it's also very stubborn. It's new, it's innovative, it's creative, but it's stubborn. And Taurus wants to do things their own way because Taurus moves very slow. Taurus takes a long time to make up their mind and decide on a path. Once they have decided, they will keep on moving. They won't stop. It's like once they start rolling, they will just keep on going. And Mars in there is very uncomfortable. Mars is very uncomfortable in Taurus because Mars is the old ruler of Scorpio, which is the opposite sign. Mars is about charging forward, is our energy. Where do we apply our energy? Where do we apply our efforts? And what is the style with which we apply the effort? What is the style with which we go after what we want? So Mars in Taurus wants to move fast but can't. It needs to be resilient, patient, and moves very slowly and very stubbornly. And Mars is in this fight with Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius right now. And this is happening in your 12th and 3rd house. So Saturn and Jupiter are in your 12th house, which is the house of the unconscious, which is the house of the unknown, of the occult. It's the house where things go to disappear. So think like this: we are created in the 1st house. That's where we come to life. That's the first breath of life, the first spark of life. And then we go through the whole wheel, gaining our experiences, and then we come to the 12th house to disappear, to dissolve, to be part of this matter, universal matter, so that a new spark of life can be created in the 1st house again. So the 12th house is a house of endings. You need to end something in order to have a new beginning. And the 3rd house is the house of the mind. Okay, is the house of the creative thinking, of the curiosity. Our mind just roams aimlessly in the 3rd house because this is the house of Gemini, and Gemini wants to learn a bit about everything. It doesn't want to focus. And there's a problem here because Gemini is a dual sign, and so is Pisces. It's hard to make up our minds. So at the same time that this kind of helps this square a little bit for me, that is happening in two houses that are ruled by very similar signs, it makes us even less focused, this is a month for Pisces in which it's very hard to have focus. It's very hard to decide on what to do because a part of us is dying in the 12th house, and the mind, the effort is going into the curiosity, into the creativity of trying to try a bit of everything. So how can we arrange our thoughts? How can we think? How can we connect with our immediate environment, that Mars in the 3rd house? When the deepest part of us, the most vulnerable part, our subconscious mind in that 12th house is being delacerated, is being transformed by Saturn and Jupiter. How can we communicate if we are losing our sense of self? How can we bring anything into form when we are losing ourselves in that 12th house? So this is a very hard square to deal with. And we open it up with the Page of Swords. So that Mars energy in your 3rd house is very active right now, because the Page of Swords is a card of creativity, is the card of exploration, of mental exploration. This is where ideas are created. The Page of Swords, it wants to think, it wants to create. It's very curious card. We want to explore all the possibilities in that 3rd house. But I think that what holds us back here is a lot of fear and insecurity in the 12th house, because this is a very scary house. It's the house in which things disappear. Our sense of self is dissolved in that house, and that can be very traumatic. So I see this big trauma going on here. There is something coming in. Also with this Ace of Pentacles, I think that for me here is very clear that there is something coming in for you. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it applies to your life. This is a general reading, so take how it resonates. Whatever it is, I think that there is something big, a big opportunity coming in, something that is new, something that is exciting, something that is very mentally stimulating with this Page of Swords. Very stimulating. But there's a lot of fear of embarking in this journey right now, due to trauma. Whatever happened when Saturn and Jupiter were conjuncting in your 11th house, I think that brought you a lot of fears, a lot of pain, a lot of trauma. So how can you explore these new creative endeavors that are coming in the 3rd house when there's so much fear of being hurt again, hiding in our subconscious mind? And we are being asked to transform those fears, because Saturn and Jupiter, they are transforming your subconscious. What are your unconscious patterns? What is hiding in that 12th house? For each one of you is going to be something different, but I think that there is something lurking in there, some past events, and maybe you have been discovering parts of yourself that you didn't even know that existed. What happens in the 12th house, they are not things that we just brush off under the carpet. Those are things that we didn't even know, we were not even aware that were there. So what have you found out about yourself in that 12th house that is making you so insecure right now to accept new things, to accept new opportunities coming in? Because I think, Pisces, that yours is probably the most positive reading that we have for all 12 signs. I think that only you and another zodiac had something really coming in for you in this mid-January. Most zodiacs have been feeling quite frustrated and just stuck. And I see that for you, it's a mental stuckness, which makes a lot of sense. It's the 12th house, the 12th and the 3rd, right? It's the mind, it's the subconscious. But there's something coming in for you here. With this Ace of Pentacles, there's something concrete, something tangible coming in. Something that is going to be very fresh, stimulating, because the Page is a kid right? So think about that very young energy. It's very energetic, it's stimulating, it's captivating. There's something coming in that is gonna bring you a lot of fresh energies, and it's gonna be real. But in order to appreciate that, you need to work on those subconscious patterns and subconscious fears that are being reshaped, that are being brought into light in your 12th house, okay? And understanding that it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be insecure and to be afraid. We just can't let that stop us. So let's get some oracle cards for you just to finish off. Go the distance. And another zodiac got this card as well. I think that indeed there's something quite big coming in for you that I don't know if you realize. I don't know if you realize. But I think that you are doing a leap forward in your career, in your relationships, in whatever it is that you're focusing on right now. I think that you're doing such a big leap, but I feel like you don't realize it because it's hidden in that 12th house. I really have this feeling that you don't know yet what is about to come. You're so insecure, you're so afraid, that I think that whatever comes here is going to take you by surprise. Just be careful not to close yourself off to that opportunity, because I don't think you want to miss it. I have this feeling. And I think that if I remember correctly, your January reading that I did in the beginning of the month, you can check it out as well. Your January reading was quite positive. So there is indeed something coming for you. Pandora's gift. I actually get a very positive message from this Pandora's gift. Because if you know the myth of Pandora, she was sent to Earth by Zeus with a box as a gift to humankind. And that box, once it was open, it had all the calamities, all the diseases of the world. They were released in that box. So it wasn't as good as humankind thought it was. But the thing is, at the very bottom of the box, there was hope. And what I feel here is almost, I don't feel that this gift that is coming for you is a Pandora's gift. I think that this is your fear. I think that you are afraid that this is too good to be true. I feel like you are afraid that if you open that box, that if you accept that gift, it's gonna be a box full of calamities and diseases and plagues. But I don't think it's gonna be. Not with this Ace of Pentacles here. I think that this is something much better. And it might be better for you to focus on that hope at the bottom of the box. This, whatever is coming for you, is not Pandora's gift. This is a real gift, okay? You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be so guarded. It's important for you to have boundaries. Afterwards, Pisces lacks boundaries. It's hard for Pisceans to have strong boundaries. They can many times be taken advantage of. But trust the transformation that is going on in your 12th house, okay? This gift here is not a Pandora's gift. This is a real thing. Yeah. Whale spirit, trust the great mystery. So trust the great mystery, go the distance, Ace of Pentacles, everything points out to something really big coming your way here, but you are scared thinking that this is a Pandora's gift. It's not a Pandora's gift. This is just your fear, okay? This is just your guard up. This is just because of your trauma. But whatever trauma you had, this is not a Pandora's gift. I can guarantee you this is something real coming in. Okay, this is something real. This is something good. And you have learned enough. You are learning enough with that 12th house activity. You are learning about yourself. You won't be fooled. Whatever happened to you that put you on guard, you are free to relax. You are allowed to relax. Okay, Pisces? So that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.